James Mangold wants all the smoke. Before I get started, I'd like to kindly ask that you hit the like button and please subscribe to the channel for more content just like this.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it!
I have a quick channel update. My movie room was completely wrecked by a water leak this weekend, so that's why I haven't uploaded in a few days. Also, if this video sounds funny, it's because there's nothing in this room and there's probably an echo. And I'm actually sitting on a bare concrete floor right now. So just bear with me in the meantime, and I promise I'll have everything back up and running how it was before as soon as possible. So as for today's video, if you didn't know already, there is a 5th Indiana Jones movie currently in production.
No shit.
And for the first time in this franchise's history, this film will not be directed by Steven Spielberg. A major blow, of course, because Steven Spielberg is arguably one of the greatest film directors of all time, and a big reason why this character has been so successful for as long as it has been. Minus Crystal Skull, of course.
Fuck you!
But I'm going to be honest with you, when I heard James Mangold was taking over the directing duties, I was honestly pretty optimistic. I supported that decision because James Mangold is a quality director. I was interested to see his take on this iconic character. But over the weekend, James Mangold took a break from production, apparently, to argue with YouTubers on Twitter. I just have to say, regardless of who you stand with, arguing with people on Twitter is a complete and utter waste of time. You might as well be arguing with my basement floor.
There's nothing I look forward to with greater pleasure.
But even more alarming than his willingness to argue with YouTubers was the reason for it. Let's be clear, YouTube is designed for people to promote themselves, to share their opinions, and to most likely entertain people. So if you see a tweet like this from a YouTuber, to me, that doesn't come off as attacking James Mangold. It comes off as a person who has witnessed a track record for these types of situations, and he's merely giving reasons why it may not be wise to be optimistic about the final product. And let's be clear, all of these are valid concerns. Listen, I'm the first person to say I don't judge things before I watch them. That's one of my rules, actually. Now, if you release something like a teaser image or a trailer, then I'm able to critique that, sure. But again, we have to take into account the track record of this company. And by this company, I mean Lucasfilm and as a whole Disney. Because that track record has instantly made me disconnect from most things that they produce. And again, this is just me personally.
Fuck me, right?
But I think the real issue is that he attacked the idea of YouTubers having an opinion about his film. Let's be honest, this is something that other Lucasfilm employees have done before as well. So in that aspect, it doesn't really look too good either. And if YouTubers are so insignificant and their opinions mean nothing, then why bother acknowledging them at all? Everything about this interaction just screams insecurity. You didn't see Martin Scorsese going on Twitter and arguing with Marvel fans after he said that Marvel movies aren't cinema and they all got upset. Something that Hollywood doesn't seem to understand is that we're not obligated to like something just because the name is attached to it. The reality is, and this has always been the case, is that it's Hollywood's job to convince us that a movie is going to be good. If we have our reservations, then rather than attacking or arguing with those people, just go out and prove them wrong. Go out and make the best Indiana Jones movie that we've ever seen, and that'll instantly shut everyone up. Your work speaks for you much better than your words on Twitter do. To be clear, I would love it if Indiana Jones 5 was a great movie and a proper send-off for this character, because he deserves it. But again, based on track record, and yes, there's that word again, it's hard for me to be optimistic. Just like it's hard for many people to be optimistic. That being said, rather than just bitch about the movie, which is what most people would do in this situation, I thought I would take a proactive approach and tell you what I would like to see in Indiana Jones 5. What would make this a satisfying experience for me? To be clear, I think my first choice would be to not make this movie at all because I think the character just needs to be laid to rest. But since we're definitely already getting it, I'd like to see a proper conclusion to Indy's story without him passing the torch to some younger person. Because let's be honest, they try that all the time and it hardly ever works. In fact, it mostly never works. Nobody wants to see a replacement Indiana Jones. We want Harrison Ford as Indy or nothing at all.
Son of a bitch.
Also, I would like it if Indy was the sole focus of this movie. Meaning no sidekicks. Let's take it back to more how Raiders was and have him be on his own. I'd prefer if this movie didn't come off like a greatest hits album and just have a lot of callbacks to previous movies. I don't want nostalgia bait, I want a good, self-contained story that does the character justice. He's old, yes, but I should hope that they're creative enough to find ways around that. Meaning, don't put Indy in situations that makes him look as old as he is. Finally, I really hope that George Lucas and Steven Spielberg are at least involved in some way in the creative process. Even if it's not a hands-on direct contribution, they should have a say in how this character is portrayed, especially if it's the final film. So let me know what you thought about all this in the comments down below. As always, please like, comment, share, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell for notifications, and I'll see you next time right here on Real Shift. Thanks for watching. Peace out.
Y'all be cool. Shut up.